Day. Coming her yesterday, and I wanted to bring her in to celebrate Kasia Bridal's 20 years in business. One of the things that I love doing in the community is promoting and supporting local businesses. And as I've said before, I encourage you to call or message me about either your business or the businesses in your community that you would like to celebrate and support. And, it's over by there. You might not be over by here, but you're over by there, and we can talk about it and make sure that the people that make our communities, our neighborhoods vibrant and wonderful continue to thrive. They had a hard time through the pandemic, and we need to keep being there for them as we go forward. I also want to talk a little bit about something that was in that news break, and I'm sure we've been talking about, that the FDA has approved emergency use of vaccinations for kids between the ages of 5 and 11. Throughout the pandemic, children have accounted for about 16.5% of all COVID cases. They do not lead to as serious of an illness. At least previously, the Delta variant is taking some lives. And again, I've asked conservatives this, or people who are anti-vax or anti-mask or don't want any sort of safety precautions in schools and indoor environments and in gatherings. They always say kids don't get it. No kids get it. They do. 16.5% of positive cases throughout the pandemic have been children. And in the week ending October 21st, that number of the new cases of COVID, 25% of them were children. Is there an acceptable number? No, there should not be an acceptable number of children who test positive with COVID, and we now have the tools with which to make sure that we can control the spread. However, a friend of mine, our friend of the show, Jerry, messaged me earlier with a poll, with polling numbers regarding whether or not parents will be getting the vaccination. Jerry sent me this Kaiser Family Foundation survey. 24% of parents surveyed in mid-September said they would definitely get their 5 to 11-year-olds vaccinated. About 34% said they would seek shots right away after authorization, while 32% had the wait and see approach. And this is something that it seems a lot of parents aren't going to be in a rush to get their kids vaccinated. Let me know, do you have school-age children under 12 that were not eligible for the vaccination, and now that it will be? Because I know Chicago has already been in the works. Illinois has been making plans to receive those vaccinations. 773-763-9278. That's 773-763-WCPT. That's the number you can call or text. You can also watch us on Facebook. Our live stream is up right now, and if you're there, you can see my almost done candy skull. It's the Halloween weekend, and I started drawing. I started this late today, so I couldn't finish the nose and some of the other details of the candy skull. I will be celebrating Dia de los Muertos Monday and Tuesday, which is the time that in my culture, in Mexican culture, we celebrate our loved ones who we've lost. The tradition is that we get to spend the day with them. Obviously I carry my father in my heart and many relatives that I've lost. I have a little heart for my dad right there in the middle, and right in the forehead space. And it's a tradition that I really love, and I just want to I wanted to sort of practice a little bit on the candy skull makeup, so I didn't get to finish all of it. And let me know that too. What are you celebrating this weekend? Are you going to be awaiting trick-or-treaters at your door? Have you decorated? Are you still doing some last-minute shopping for Halloween? Mary is joining us with a Halloween story. Hi, Mary. How are you doing today?
Hi, Patty.
Hello.
I'm doing great. Do you remember Wally Phillips?
Of course I do.
Okay. I'm a child of the 70s and the 80s. Okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
me too.
WGN Radio. My parents thought it was a great idea to call their children down to the kitchen, tiny little kitchen, linoleum floor, and listen to this story that Wally Phillips would play every Halloween season. You don't hear it anymore, but it's from the Lights Out series. And this particular episode is called The Dark. Oh. And we would sit on the kitchen floor, and it's about 7 minutes long, but it's about these two people, these two men, doctor, cop, walk into this house, something's going on, and the people would turn inside out once the dark would get them. But, I mean, I don't know why your parents let you watch horror movies. My parents never would, but they thought this was a good idea. We would sit there.
Wow.
We would sit there terrified, but this is a true radio story or radio drama where it's all sound effects and voices and things like that. And it was recorded back in 1963.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to terrorize their young children, you can go to WGN Radio, Wally Phillips, The Dark, and it will come up. It's still on YouTube. And to this day, I'm still terrified by it. But my children think I'm lame. They think I'm lame.
Well, the thing is, as far as your parents not letting you watch scary movies, but letting you listen to this, I mean, I guess they don't realize like how much more scary sometimes our imaginations can be, because look, remember War of the Worlds with Orson Welles?
Yes.
Scared the bejesus out of people. They thought we were really being invaded.
Country, yeah.
Yes. So that's I love that they're like, go ahead and listen to this. People being turned
every year, and they would call us down, and we would have to, it was a small kitchen. We'd all sit down in the kitchen, and we'd listen to this, and they would terrorize us, and then, okay, you're done. Off you go.
I'm trying to find, what was the name of it? Because I'm looking for that. If it's available on YouTube rather than going to that station's page, I would be more comfortable with that. So you said Wally Phillips. What was the name of it? Wally Phillips.
Wally Phillips. The series is Lights Out series.
Lights Out.
The episode is The Dark.
The Dark. Oh, thank you for that.
The Dark.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm looking for it on YouTube right now, so I appreciate that. That's a great idea because I love. What are your plans on Halloween? Are you looking forward to having trick-or-treaters?
I am. We did not do too much last year, and Patty, I have to tell you, I love Christmas, but I live for Halloween.
Well,
everyone knows me for this. I have thrown epic Halloween parties. I get the rubber cockroaches, and I put the 3M sticks on them, and they're crawling on my refrigerator. They're crawling on my cabinets, my pantry. I throw epic Halloween parties, and I've hired people like, fortune tellers, palm readers, and they walk into my house and they go, I've never been to a house like this. This is insane. I go crazy. I love hearing the kids scream before they hit my door.
I love that.
I've gotten babies, like 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds come up to my front door, and their parents are still sitting at the end of the driveway. I'm like, I can't believe she made it. I can't believe she made it. I have zombies. I'm all
I love it.
Halloween. I am.
I used to live for it a little bit more than I do now. Before we had the kids, I would do up all the scary stuff, and I realized I couldn't do that anymore because they were cool with it. I would put on like the creepiest, scariest, music, and I did a corpse sort of bride, not on the movies, but like my own sort of like crawled my way out of a grave, but buried in my bridal dress thing, with the makeup, like a skull and the raggedy wedding dress, and things in my hair like bugs and everything. And I took Declan to preschool. Now Declan went to a special needs preschool, so the kids had varying degrees of ability.
Patty. That's so good.
I know, wasn't thinking. So I'm saying, like, at home the kids were cool with it, and I'm walking into the kids were falling over furniture. I am the worst special needs mom ever. I'll beat you. All right, so I had been doing this with my older children, and this is in my old house, and I got the, sound, whatever going off, and I had my youngest, and he was like 2 or 3. What I would do is I would throw a receiving blanket over his head to get him from the front door to the car. I'm like, I'm sorry, you better butch up. You just better. This is how we roll. Yep. And now he's the worst. He will hide in the back of the truck, the pickup truck, and jump out at my Halloween guest. Nice.
And they go run. We are
Yeah.
We're crazy.
You're relentless. I had to tone it down. What we did was we would start doing then wardrobe changes. So Griffin and I, we would do trick-or-treating with the boys, like in the business area, do a little bit in the neighborhood, in whatever. We would do themed costumes. We would do like superheroes and mostly like, whether it was Doctor Who, just thematic. And then what we do, Griffin would change into a Thomas the Tank Engine costume so he could hand out candy to the little ones, like around between 5 and 7 or whatever. And then after 7, that's when I go all gory and scary with like the scary music as I open the door. But I had to stop doing that too because we have stairs and it can often be a little wet out, and I was scaring kids. They were almost falling backwards on the stairs, so I had to stop doing that too.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But I am all about the Halloween.
Same.
And I bring it.
Awesome. I love it. We're going to talk more Halloween. It looks like a lot of folks have Halloween stories they want to share with us. I love that people are like, what, it's Friday. Let's talk about the fun stuff. Joan had the food. People are still texting in about restaurants for Steve. I love that people...
and pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But everyone, if you want to terrify your grandchildren, put them in the kitchen, line them up, and make them listen to the Dark series is the thing, and then the episode is called The Dark.
The Dark. I love it. Thank you for the recommendation, Mary. Have a great Halloween. Happy Halloween.
You too. Love it.
Love you. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye. Let's take a break here. When we come back, we've got your calls coming up. Everyone's on the phone lines. I love it. 773-763-9278 is the number to give us a call. That's 773-763-WCPT to call or text us. We'll be right back after this on WCPT 820, Driving It Home with me. I'm Patti Vasquez.
Did you know a fire department responds to a fire every 24 seconds? This Fire Prevention Month, First Alert is reminding you to be prepared by installing smoke and carbon monoxide alarms on every level and in each bedroom of your home. Don't forget to add First Alert fire extinguishers on every level and in common spaces like the kitchen, and know how to use them. Protect your whole home with safety you can trust by visiting firstalert.com and your local Ace Hardware.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k or IRA? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. Experts agree the 401k has been a dismal failure, and even the man who invented it now says it's a monster that should be destroyed. 401ks and IRAs have major dangers, including fees that gobble up 50% of your retirement savings over time. The government controls your money and changes the rules anytime they want, and it gets worse. History confirms we're past due for a major market crash that could wipe out 50% of your savings again. Now, a free report from Bank on Yourself reveals where the inventor of the 401k puts his money. You're 100% protected from crashes. There are no fee surprises, and you control your money, not the government. Plus, your withdrawals are tax-free, which protects your savings from being devoured by taxes that can only get more monstrous. So get your report now at freereportfast.com. That's freereportfast.com. freereportfast.com.
It's creepy because he is dead, and when he flew right through me, I got spooky thoughts in my head. Hiding from ghosts, we're hiding from ghosts. They're obnoxious and they're gross. We're hiding from ghosts. I'm scared. He'll hear you. Let's hide in the closet. But he can fly through the door. Let's hide in the basement.
That's more music from Steve Goody and Bradley Tassel off their album, The Halloween Ultimate Halloween Party. You can go to ultimatehalloweenparty.com. Their show is tonight, so they have all kinds of great comedy, music, and fun, spooky stuff. You can tune into that tonight. Last night we had our virtual comedy show at 8 p.m., as we do every Thursday night. And, of course, here every day, Monday through Friday, 5 to 6 p.m. It's your conversation, and I love that we're talking Halloween. Steve from the Gold Coast wanted to join us about two things, vaccinations and Halloween, which I think go together very well. Hi, Steve. How are you doing?
Hello. Well, actually, I'm going to tone it down for the sake of Halloween and just sort of stick to that as a topic.
Oh, there you go.
But I do think, COVID aside, that the generation that came of age in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they were the last generations that really got to experience Halloween in a way that I think every child should. Because that was a time when, you got dressed up. It was after school. If it was on a weekday, if it was on the weekend, even better. And you know what? You went out into the night with your friends. Your parents had no idea where you were for hours.
Oh, yeah.
Except for maybe the trip back when you dumped your candy to go out and get more. And that disappeared between 1980 and 1990. That by and large disappeared in America and has been gone ever since then because we got it into our heads, it was completely misguided, that Halloween was some kind that was dangerous for children. That, we all heard that story about the eraser in the piece of fruit or the poison candy or the children being abducted. Guess what? None of that was true. Yeah. Nobody ever found any of that. There's no indication that there were more abductions. As a matter of fact, that's the last day anybody would want to abduct a child. The streets are full of people and children. Why in God's name would you pick that day to try and abduct a child? It's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, Americans just sort of turned away from that tradition. And today, if your children walk 2 blocks home from where the bus drops them off, somebody could call the police on you and, report you as a bad parent, let alone letting your kids go out trick-or-treating. So I know something in that tradition. So, like I said, I know that times move forward, but I just think kids need to grow up, and they need, incrementally to realize a sense of maturity and being on their own and autonomy. And Halloween is sort of emblematic of that. And you can't hide your kids from the world for forever. I mean, it's just part of life. But I guess I'm old-fashioned.
I'm kind of torn on this. There are safety issues when it comes to kids being out in the dark with traffic, right? I think that's the one thing we need to pay attention with is the dark clothing and making sure we're managing kids. And look, when we were kids, not only were we out, let's be honest, there were some of us who maybe had eggs and shaving cream and toilet paper. So there's a little bit of that as far as what kids are up to. Those are some of the older kids. How do you feel about teenagers trick-or-treating?
I don't have an issue with it. I mean, there came an age, like when I was like 13 or 14, when that stopped, and you started to do more of the prank stuff. Now, this is another observation with regard to Halloween, because when I was a kid, Halloween was a holiday for children, and then as I got older, quite frankly, now if you look at the research, the people who spend the most money on Halloween are adults. Right. And quite frankly, it's just an excuse for men to decide to dress up like their favorite Star Wars, Star Trek, Game of Thrones character, pick a category, and to be quite frank, people can call me sexist if they want. It's an excuse for women to put on the slutty, you fill in the blank, a nurse, a nun, schoolgirl, So I think it really is.
I believe the term would be sexy. I know that we use the other term. I know. I'm just saying. The idea that being sexy it would be that you were being slutty. Just there's a difference on that. But I take your point in that it did become that where I think that also is the dress as you aren't, right? Come as you aren't. Like a lot of women who maybe wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable wearing things that were more provocative throughout the year now feel a little bit of freedom to.
Exactly. It's become an excuse to say, oh well, it's my costume. Full well why you decided to pick that costume. You could have come as the Wicked Witch of the West. But no, you picked that one for a reason. But, that's another topic we don't want to get too far into the Freudian discussion. But, yeah. Do you get trick-or-treaters where you are? No, I'm here on the Gold Coast, and not very many, quite frankly, for the same reasons. Random kids just don't come to homes that they don't know. I think my family's on the North Shore, and even their kids have been grown up. We have ones that are young and then ones that are a little bit older now in college. But all through those generations, they would just go to houses where they knew, or their parents would take them to the Halloween parties for kids, or there was something at the schools. But the old-fashioned notion of going to random homes and getting candy from people, that's just not done very much anymore in America. And again, I think it's a loss, but it's to each his own. Each community has to figure out how they want to celebrate Halloween. Exactly. Yeah, it depends on where you are. Thank you so much for calling, Steve. Have a great Halloween. Take care. And we have on the line Calvin out of Orland Park. Oh, let me do that again. Hi, Calvin. How are you doing?
Great. Do you know the name out of the past for the writer Klaus Oberman?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Who, Oberman?
Klaus Oberman.
Oh, Klaus Oberman. Okay.
Yeah. He may have written The Dark.
Oh.
Now, I'm not sure because, of course, there were other great writers were writing at that time, but maybe he did that.
Interesting.
On to more important things. Did you ever, when you were young, did you ever get to Mexico City?
As a teenager, my parents took me to Mexico City. I've been to Mexico several times. In Mexico when I was about 18 or 19 years old.
Well, you've been to the to Xochimilco Floating Gardens, right?
Yes, we have. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Go south from that a little bit. In the 50s, I don't remember the name of the town when I was a student at Mexico City College, and they had a town that at Halloween time had all sorts of front driveways or front yards filled with made of sugar skeleton heads.
Yeah. So you studied in Mexico City. That's so. Would you take trips to those to see those? I guess front yard ofrendas. I'm guessing in that town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know that word ofrendas for that type thing. But maybe that's what they were called.
Yes, it's an offering. It's a way to invite those who we've lost, and you use right. You use flowers and the candy skulls and the elements that of that life of the person, whether it's photos, like let's say let's say my dad, right? We would put out like maybe some like a baseball encyclopedia or baseball cards, things that sort of reflected his life and his passions, like maybe old movie posters and things like that. And that's what you would decorate with for a tribute to them and their life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's lovely. What a lovely memory of that, of your time in Mexico City. Thank you for calling, Calvin. Have a lovely weekend.
Bye, Patty.
Take care. Good to hear from you. And we have Heather. Heather's in Michigan. Hi, Heather. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thanks.
What?
I was calling about Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one year I lived in a village called Cassopolis, and we had a cassette tape deck, and my dad had put the song Thriller on a tape, and he taped it, I think, several times.
Mm-hmm.
And every time we opened the door, he'd push the music,
mm-hmm.
and you could see in the window through the door the fretwork that we had, and we kind of had it all cobwebbed and this, that, and the other, and I just thought it was so cool. And I got to hand out candy, but oh my God, everybody liked it, and I thought that was pretty neat.
That is very cool. Yeah, I love my memories of Halloween. It's just and I love getting kids excited about it too. Don't you?
Oh yeah, I think it's so much fun.
It is. It really is. And I think that because of movies like Coco, I think people are starting to learn more about Dia de los Muertos and that sort of, Halloween in its present day. Yes, it is about the fantasy and the magic of it. There is that little bit of sort of staring death in the face idea, too, of, making light. There are people who don't like the scary parts of it, but they can find the magic in the fantasy part of it, too, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I don't remember how long ago it was, but there was a television show on ABC, and I think the actress who played in it was Krista Alonso,
mm-hmm.
and they did a show about Day of the Dead. And
cool.
And she talked about it the way you did, and it was just so cool that they did that, and I thought that was pretty neat too.
Exactly. Yeah, I love the idea of it, and it is. So for those who aren't familiar, I know there's somebody on the Facebook page that's also explaining it. There are the flowers that we use are marigolds, which it's supposed to. The idea is the scent of those flowers are meant to entice the spirits, and you keep it's a way to keep the memory of that person alive, and it's a tradition of offering up the ofrenda is the offering up of what they love to do, eat, drink, or what they looked like. So you build this shrine to entice them, to invite them to visit on those special days of November 1st and 2nd. So it's a lovely tradition.
Okay, have a great night.
Happy Halloween, Heather. Talk to you soon. Let's take a break here, and we'll take the rest of your calls when we come back. And we have Kasia from Kasia's Bridals coming in. They are having a lovely event tomorrow morning, an allergy-friendly, family-friendly Halloween walk tomorrow. And please follow me on TikTok. I made my very first video for TikTok. Yeah, that's it. I jumped into the waters. Go follow Neighbor Patti. That's Neighbor Patti with an I. Neighbor Patti. And I put my first video up. Somebody, please watch it. Because right now we're at 0 views on my TikTok. I just thought, I'm like, I'll give this a try. I'll get the hang of it. And then we'll figure out some stuff to do for WCPT as well, because it is fun, but I could see that being like a full-time job. I don't know how people do it. 773-763-9278. Let's take a break here, catch up on traffic, and messages are from the station.
Joan Esposito, live, local, and progressive on WCPT Willow Springs is powered by ComEd. Lower your energy bills and reduce your carbon footprint with the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago traffic update.
Inbound 8 and solid, 2E down to the Kennedy merge. Lake Oak Road down to the junction 4320 on the flip. Now the Kennedy outbound, 34 to the split 27 in the express, 58 out to the airport. Inbound clogs from Canfield to Lawrence with the crash in the left lane. O'Haring to downtown hour 529 of that in from the junction. Ike outbound an hour and 9 from the circle to 390. Inbound crawling from North Avenue most of the way into Ridgeland. Mixed in at St. Charles Road with a multi-vehicle crash. 390 into the circle an hour and 17. Stevenson outbound hour 5 from DeSable Drive out to 355. Inbound at 52. Now the outbound Dan Ryan. Earlier crash at 83rd gone, damage done. Circle out to 95th and 39. Inbound at 29. That's traffic. I'm Mary DeBanchis.
What's the deal? $1.99 breakfast croissants. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a sausage or bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant for just $1.99. Fresh cracked eggs, oven-baked bacon, grilled sausage. All on a hot, buttery, flaky croissant. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I, live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Hold on, I was trying to play this. Oh, I pushed the wrong button.
There it is. Dance floor they trek. They'll dance cheek to cheek. They'll dance tooth to neck. The vampires ball brings them into the light. Have yourself a monster time tonight. Ooh, suck them dry.
That's right. You can have a... Oh, I cut that off abruptly. I'm supposed to roll it down. Kasia joins me in studio. Hey, Kasia, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. They were on correctly a second ago, I promise.
I have to tell you, I am so excited to have you in studio. We're talking Halloween and at Kasia's Bridal, as well as the other businesses in the Irving Austin Business District, including Percolator. We have the Greater Goods Thrift Store, Blinds. What's it called? Swifty Blinds?
Swifty Blinds, yes. Mm-hmm. That's right across the street from me.
And Bistro 6050, and the dance place, which I did not get in the video, and I feel bad about that. I could not get them in my first. Oh. I put my first TikTok video up, Kasia.
Oh my gosh!
You have to share it for me because you have a huge following.
You should have tagged me in it. I have to teach you how to. Oh, you did.
I did tag you.
I haven't been on TikTok today.
No, that's good. We're busy. That means you're busy.
Yeah. Yes, I'm not complaining.
So Kasia's Bridals is on Irving Park Road near Austin. The exact address is 6039
West Irving.
And you have 2 spots. One for alterations.
No, we own one building. We rent the other. We just grew a little bit out of the other shop. So it's, and we've always, I shouldn't say always, for about 15 years now, we've had two buildings that we need to occupy because it was impossible to keep bridal and social occasion and my mom's alterations all in one building. So
I love that.
I love it too. And the brides have a spot. Everyone gets their special spot. Everyone gets their special treatment in the building they belong because my social occasion deserves this area, my bridal deserves this area, and everything's very personalized for our clients.
And you guys were working up the some of the orange gowns and doing the
Girl, I
autumnal.
took pictures. It's purple and orange in the window with like leaves. I'm like chills for tomorrow.
And that kicks off tomorrow at 10 a.m. So go grab your cup of coffee from Percolator, get some tasty treats, take the kids trick-or-treating, and it's all allergy friendly. So so all the kids who, sometimes you're worried about going trick-or-treating house to house about what candy they might get. Some of our listeners are calling in about Halloween. This is Fernando is joining us. Hey, Fernando, how are you doing?
Hi.
I'm blessed. Hi, I'm blessed and tired.
Oh, it's Friday.
That's right. What's on your mind?
All in that order.
Yep.
No, I just wanted to mention, I grew up in the back of the yards, but real quick, and downstairs in the basement was Capone's wine cellar, and that was haunted.
What? Where?
45th of Paulina.
Oh, what kind of? How did the haunting manifest?
Well, I could feel them and see them, and we're a very religious Catholic family, and anyway, you learn to go to church all the time. Real quick, then we moved to we were the first Spanish family by Midway Airport, 64th, and between Narragansett and Harlem. I don't want to tell you where it's at because the house is haunted. It's still haunted, and we had it since 74. We moved in, and the first night we moved in. My mother, Maria, God bless her soul, she just passed, my father, Guadalupe, and my mom felt somebody sit at the edge of her bed.
That's crazy.
And my mom, she said, who's that? And she goes, I'm Wally. She said, oh, hi, Wally, we're going to take care of your house, don't worry about it, and good night. But
that's very matter of fact.
Did he come back after that, or was he cool?
He was around for years. You could feel his presence, and, when you walk through a street, it's real cold. And the wife died in there, and you could smell the flowers and the perfume.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
it was pretty wicked. And anyway, real quick, my brother had a seance downstairs with his friends. I remember he was a couple years older, and I was staring through the porch. It was 3 stories high. It's still there. We had 3 lots of land, and they were having a seance. And I was looking through the porch, looking at them. I was like, I didn't want to get involved in the Ouija stuff. I'm very religious. I don't get into that. I seen stuff move around down there. They jumped out and ran out of the hell out of the place.
Yeah, I would be gone too. That's for sure. I'd be like, see ya.
See you later. Oh, you've opened the portal to hell. Excellent.
Yes,
I'm going to go
Greg,
now.
Do not put any mirrors up because they will stay.
I was laughing myself because I was never scared of ghosts because I always had experience with them. And but I just wanted to mention that yeah, we had the biggest. We had an old what they call a border house, a boarding room house. So it was like for the farmers. So it was like 4 small bedrooms, big giant kitchen, big giant living room, and we would dress up the house somewhat in the Halloween, and a lot of kids didn't even want to go there because it was a pretty eerie looking house, scary.
Sure.
Why don't you guys decorate that and make a thing out of it? Like, there's this beautiful Mac mansion out in Fox River Grove we go out to. I'm not even sure if I should be interfering like this.
Yes, yeah, no.
But like,
that's why you're. Yes, you
okay,
should definitely.
Good. Thank you. I'm
why
excited.
You're here.
Hey,
yes.
I like doing this kind of thing. So, like, Mac Mansion, is over in Fox River Grove, and they decorate the entire house with like all kinds of decorations. We go every year now, and they have a radio station they turn on, so you have Halloween music playing, and they have like people volunteering to scare people. How cool would it be to have an actual haunted house?
Yes,
decorated that way. Like, I would totally go to that. Like, I wouldn't go inside, but I would definitely go.
Yeah, lean into it is all we're saying, Fernando.
Yeah,
lean into the
exactly.
Scary house.
Actually, my family lived in Fox. I lived in Fox River Grove. My family lived in Cary, but I know what you're talking about. I know the area. I was actually a chef out at the Cary Grove Country Club.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, that you mentioned Fox River Grove. That's wild. Yeah.
It's half hour from my house. We're going Friday, actually. Today's Friday. Well, maybe not tonight because it's raining like cats and dogs out there, but maybe tomorrow we go.
There you go.
It's so fun.
Have a great rest of your weekend, Fernando. Thanks so much for sharing your stories, your creepy, scary stories.
Yeah.
Take care.
I got my lucky cat. I'm Lucky Cat, and my cat's right between my legs here resting. So God bless you guys.
God bless you too. Take care. Have a great Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
And Gabrielle has been on hold for a little bit. Hey, Gabrielle in Oak Lawn, what's on your mind?
Hi, just kind of want to mention, I too, as you, used to be a little bit weary about Dia de los Muertos when I was a kid. My parents used to put up the ofrenda, and it was just weird, I looked at it as witchcraft, but as I got older, I learned to appreciate it. And I actually sent you a picture.
I see it right now with the marigolds with the mirror. It's on like on a dresser.
Yeah.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It's really detailed. Thank you. It's really detailed. There's all these little things that for every day. I think it's like for the first 5 days you do special things for the spirits. You're actually inviting them to your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're actually inviting them over to your house. And what we do, my wife and I and son, we usually will cook something for that night, or for one of the nights, or things that people that have passed that used to love.
Oh,
and
I am not making liver.
A little reminder of my friend.
Yeah, exactly. I am not making liver and onions for my dad. I don't care how much he liked his liver and onions.
Well, what would be scary is if you actually came out and the food was eaten.
Yeah, well, better because nobody else is going to eat it.
I gotta go, but thank you. Thank you. You have a great one.
You too. Thank you for the photo too, Gabrielle. I appreciate it. We are in a studio with Kasia, the owner of Kasia Bridals on Irving Park Road, and so you have you were telling me the other day. First of all, let's talk about your TikTok. Please,
everyone that brings this up.
It's amazing. It's just so smart. And I figured I'm kind of learning it. I did put up my first video. I'll send you. I did tag you in it. But it is lovely because you do spill the tea on some of you do the good and the bad on customers. And I love that.
After 20 years, 20 years will be on November 1st. That's crazy.
Which is why we're here to celebrate.
Yes, thank you. I think it was a combination of a few different things that happened within me. Some of the things, you read reviews, you read like Google and Yelp, and you're like, God, why would someone go there sometimes, right? And then I go to a restaurant that has terrible reviews, and I have the most amazing experience.
Do you go out of your way to go to the restaurants that have had some bad reviews just to see for yourself?
I like to try new things all the time, and I'm not afraid of a review. Now, if they tell me consistently there's bones in something that's supposed to be boneless, I would just won't order that.
Right.
I'll just get something else. And what's stopping you from when you're at the restaurant to say, hey, this is not supposed to have it. May I have something else or whatever? It's so easy to write a bad review, but it's so hard to write a good review. And I thought to myself, not everything. A lot of things have two sides to every story. I mean, like I literally would go to sleep knowing I helped this client to the best of my ability. I did more than I would do for any other client in some cases, because I really felt that client needed kid gloves. And then I get a review that's like 1 or 2 stars. Not anymore. I have
because they don't want you to dish on them.
Well, no, I don't think it's that. I really think that, things have changed. People don't trust reviews the way they used to. And I'm really glad about that because I really feel that service is such an important part of our industry. That's what differentiates us from like the big box stores.
Yes.
And so, what's stopping you from buying something online, but you're not going to get anything near what you get in my store, not just in quality of dress and what we offer as a garment, but the service, you can't get that online. So I feel like I want clients to know the good and the bad, what to expect. 'Cause I think bad reviews come from not knowing. How often do you get married?
Well, if you're lucky.
Once, right?
I think some people would say if you're lucky, none.
Well, to each his own.
If you're lucky like me, I am now 20. I'm 21 years in, 26 with the same man.
Nice.
So I think I'm in for the long haul. I've told him no one gets out of this marriage alive.
I told my husband, I go, oh my God, we're going to make 20 years and everyone survived.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I'm shocked by that myself.
Well, running a business the way you do, where I'm guessing there are days when you're working 24 hours to make sure that somebody gets exactly what they want for their. You're thinking about those nights and those days.
Well, this year was one of those years that I was losing sleep over orders being late. Like things were not coming in. But what I do is I fib to my manufacturers and my designers. Like if the wedding was May 1st, I would say it's April 1st, just in case, But that's my way of like securing not just my own sanity, but my client's sanity.
Yes.
Because if the client can't trust that my one job is to get her a damn dress and I can't get it, can I say damn?
Yeah, you did.
I just said it twice. That's not the word.
I think it's worse if you put the other word in front of it.
Okay.
So don't, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Gosh
Gotta
darn.
remember. Gosh. So that's my thing, is that I kind of want to educate my clientele. And so I started out saying, okay, this is what we do. This is how you do it. Expect this, expect that. That wouldn't get as much viewership as I had like my first crazy story from like 15, 20 years ago. I'm like, I'm going to tell this story because I was running into videos of like hairstylists and restaurants and people working in the service industry in general, talking about yesterday's or today's client. And I'm just like, I don't know if I have the nerve to maybe do the same exact day's client, but I definitely can tell some of the stories that we've been through, some of the things that have happened that are pretty outlandish.
You have, and in the reaction to your stories, and the way you do it is so much fun. You're like, okay, part 2. There's not enough. There wasn't enough time in that one.
No, and I'm so glad. I'm happy for 3-minute videos because now I could do it in 2 parts.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to you have no idea how much people hate if they have to wait for a part 2. You don't want to make people wait.
You better have that one in the can.
I get hate mail like, if you can't do it in one shot, I'm like, I'm sorry, my kid was dying of hunger. I had to cook dinner.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun because it also is a release, but I also I try to make it funny, but I also try to keep it as a teaching opportunity because some of these things that people do maybe aren't kosher, but maybe there's a reason they did it. But like how not to treat your friends. Like I know that this is like a wedding and these are bridesmaids, but they're also humans.
Yes.
And you're supposed to retain these friendships. The reason you asked these people to stand up to your wedding was because they mattered to you. Because they're supposed to represent your friendship, I would assume. And it's not out of obligation that you're supposed to invite them. You're supposed to invite them because they mean something to you. That's my vision. And so when I see these girls come in, they're being treated like slaves, and they have like 8 pages of like things they need to be doing, and or else.
Can I say, my wedding was chill AF, and I'm still friends with the people in my bridal party for the most part. I mean, like you drift away, but not.
That's kind of what happened with us too.
Yeah, but I mean, like it doesn't. Why waste that kind of energy?
It also kind of chalks up. I've come to find lately, age makes a huge difference.
Yes, that's true.
And expectations and social media has a huge impact on how people are treated within bridal parties. And expectations are built up based on one photo.
Yeah.
They have like this idea of this magical day. You don't know what it took to create that photo.
Exactly.
It looks like butterflies and champagne, but I can tell you, if you have
those
kids,
butterflies are in pain.
If you have kids, you know what it takes to get them to smile. That's the same thing if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like everything that's gone wrong, you don't know. So like I try to bring light and not just shed light, but like have people realize that this one day it's your day, yes, but there's a lot more that goes into it. There's friendships, there's relationships, there's things to plan, things that will happen, things that you have no control over. In the end, it's one day, it's your chapter, your new chapter, and everyone that's coming, they want to be there for you. They want to celebrate with you.
Yeah.
So it started out as me trying to tell people, don't treat people like crap.
Yeah. I think it should be standard.
And it kind of snowballed from there because I had some funny stories, like people trying to return wedding gowns and having a big, like, crazy story.
I saw that one. I
I have a few.
I love that the photographer was like, excuse me, let me send you a picture of
and
the
I got
Instagram
hate mail
account.
for that, too, because they're like, you outed the photographer no matter what. And I said, listen, they sent me an email with the photo. I didn't send a screenshot of the email.
Exactly.
Anyone could go online and take a screenshot of the picture.
You didn't out the photo to the world. You said you out the maybe the photographer was outed because the bride is going to know.
No matter
the
what.
bride who tried to gyp you out of paying for the dress that she actually used on her wedding day.
Exactly.
She tried returning it. Let's take a break here. Kasia from Kasia's Bridal's in the studio with us. Roosevelt, I swear I should have said something. I was going to get to your call next. So Roosevelt, go ahead and give us a call back with your Halloween story, because I noticed that Kasia was like a little bit nervous when we were talking about Ouija boards. So we can go back to talking about Halloween, because tomorrow the Irving Austin Business District is having their allergy-friendly, family-friendly Halloween walk on the 600, the 6000 and 6100 block of Irving Park Road, just west of Austin.
Yes,
more
exactly.
after this on WCPT 820. I'm your host, Patti Vasquez. More after this.
A better life.
When you like put me on, I'm like,
how often?
I'm like, okay then.
I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta,
whenever you want to do
CNN's chief medical correspondent.
Well, I'm like impressed. It's a real radio station.
Dead skin cells and even food particles make your bed the optimal environment for a whole host of germs such as bacteria, fungi, viruses, even little tiny bugs to grow. So says Manal Mohammed, a medical microbiologist at the University of Westminster in the UK. She says you should wash your bedding at least once a week in warm to high temperatures to effectively kill germs. You should use a mattress cover on top of your mattress and wash that every week or two as well. As for the mattress itself, vacuuming your mattress and bed base every month will help remove allergens and dust. Manal says flip your mattress often as well and get a new one if it's more than 10 years old. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Doesn't your family deserve the best? Eggland's Best Eggs. Classic, cage-free, and organic. Give you and your family more. More delicious, farm-fresh taste. Plus, superior nutrition. Compared to ordinary eggs, Eggland's Best provides 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat. These are no ordinary times, so why choose an ordinary egg? Only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Did you know a fire department responds to a fire every 24 seconds? This Fire Prevention Month, First Alert is reminding you to be prepared by installing smoke and carbon monoxide alarms on every level and in each bedroom of your home. Don't forget to add First Alert fire extinguishers on every level and in common spaces like the kitchen, and know how to use them. Protect your whole home with safety you can trust by visiting firstalert.com and your local Ace Hardware.
I was supposed to play some music, but we got carried away talking. Let me play another track off of the album Ultimate Halloween Party. Kasia, my friends Steve Goody and Bradley Tassel have the Ultimate Halloween Party starting tonight at 7 p.m. online. And here's one of the tracks off their album.
If the werewolves see you, you'll never get away. Shriek, 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 you'll make a dummy fillet. If the werewolves bite you,
my friends Bradley Tassel and Steve Goody, their Ultimate Halloween Party is tonight. It's a comedy show, and it's appropriate for all ages. A lot of fun music, something fun to do on this rainy, cold Friday night in Chicago. But to warm us up, we have Kasia from Kasia's Bridal. Yes, my mic was on during the commercial.
I'm sorry, that was mine.
That was not you. I have a control over here. I'm just not used to which mics are up. See, because I have to relearn this board for when people are in studio. I'm thrilled that you could join us for your 20th anniversary, which you are celebrating on Monday. Now, Kasia's Bridals is not just bridals, not just the wedding parties and things like that, but also proms, quinceañeras, special events.
Yes.
It's so much. It's a
formal,
beautiful story.
Formal wear. Moms can come and buy a dress. I have also a service that I offer with cleaning and preservation of your wedding gowns after the weddings, which is amazing. I thought they replaced my wedding gown, by the way. My dress was trashed after my wedding, and I'm like, well, I'll experiment with mine. If it's a good company, I can sell it, right? The service. It's the best. The best.
Really?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
So we do that, and then my mom does the alterations and she doesn't just do the formal wear alterations. She does on site, like if you have just like pants to hem or curtains. A lot of people are bringing curtains. The holidays are coming.
So they're doing their curtains.
So there are a lot of people are replacing their curtains or buying new curtains and having them hemmed. Or one woman's making a whole new set of curtains through my mom. So, I mean, we're taking on what people are bringing in, obviously. Weddings have slowed down just a tad because obviously everyone's preparing for Christmas and Thanksgiving. If we haven't even gotten through Halloween yet.
I know.
But that's just kind of how it works always every year. So
I was at Kohl's today and the whole department was all Christmas already.
We skipped Thanksgiving this year.
I I refuse. We actually do not put up Halloween decorations until at least the first week of October. We will not put up Christmas decorations until after Thanksgiving.
That's what we do.
When do you turn on the Christmas music? Because one of the stations in Chicago will flip over.
I know.
I believe on Monday.
Traditionally, it's always the day after Thanksgiving. I worked retail since I was 15. So, like, the next day, like Black Friday, we always had Christmas music on. So that's my thing. Like, I'm okay with Black Friday it being on, and then from that point forward. But anything before that, I think, is completely inappropriate. Let's not normalize this. Because what's next? We're going to just ixnay Easter?
Right.
What's next,
Just jumping over everything. It's not okay.
No, it's too early. I read something someplace that you rush time. When I do this and when I do that, and then you get there and it's like, okay, now are you happy now? No, when I do this and when I do that, and then all of a sudden you're dead.
Right.
You've rushed everything in your life. And now what? You're like, we need to kind of like live in the moment a little bit more.
Absolutely. I agree. So, and living in the moment, how are you celebrating your 20 years at Kasia Bridal?
We were debating that today because, we already have a big sale that we do every year in November. And we know we don't want to be open on Black Friday this year. We want to leave that for the retailers that are big box and have their sales because we don't know how this year's going to go with inventory everywhere. So I'm going to really do a big push for our Small Business Saturday. But otherwise, for November, all month, I'm just going to be doing like a this is a big deal, 20% off of any order for bridesmaids. 3 or more girls, and I won't... it's pretty much the entire month of November we're going to do that. And then we're having a big sale November 12th, 13th, and 14th where all the gowns, no matter how much they were, are going to be $99 to $9.99. So, dresses that were originally $3,500 for $4,000 will now be no more than $1,000.
Oh, wow.
Now, it won't be our entire store. We will be bringing out only the things that we can really put down that low, but it's 90% of our store, really.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So, even the 2022 stuff will be on sale, but we're selling tickets through Eventbrite on that. And I'm going to be... My webmaster did not call me today. I'm, like, freaking out about it. So, it's going to go up live on my website on Monday.
Okay.
But on the Facebook page, it's already up there. On Instagram, it's up there as well.
What I love about you and how you really bring together the community, whether it's people shopping for bridal gowns, but also kids who want to play dress up. You came out with a non-binary, not gender-specific dress up for boys and girls.
It was a kit that we created. And, anyone can create this. There is another shop that did something very similar. I totally upgraded mine. I didn't want to I don't go basic. I never go basic.
You're not that basic bee.
No. I am with maybe my coffee, but nothing else. But nothing else. Everything's bigger, go home, And so what I did is that you can, I had the most basic one was $30. It was just, you could put together like three to five accessories, whether it be gloves, a headpiece, necklace, earrings. And I had a lot of orders, boys and girls, non-binary, whatever. I don't care. I want you to feel comfortable,
and special.
Exactly. And this stuff that we sell is just so princess.
Yeah.
So, it is something different and unique. And I was so happy to be able to provide that. So I had moms buying things for their little 3-year-old girls. And I had people buying things anonymously, which is fine as well. And you can either pick it up at the store or I can have it shipped. I was sending these out to New Jersey and Pennsylvania.
Oh, how cool
because of TikTok. If you're not on TikTok, get on it.
and you were some of our friends were encouraging you to bring back some drag parties. So we'll have to,
yes, I used to have diva nights, and we would close off the shop for these parties. And there'd be evening affairs like 7 to 9 o'clock. Bring out specific gowns that I knew would work for these type of what should I call it? Because they were performers,
right?
Most of them were performers. They weren't all just dressing up to hang out in the house.
Okay.
So I had to bring out specific inventory for that.
You want to rise to the occasion.
Exactly,
yes.
Like the beaded stuff, the like wow stuff, anything flamboyant. Let's put it out there. It was great. I loved it.
So fun, so much fun. Let folks know we have to run. Let folks know where you're located and your website and TikTok.
6039 West Irving Park Road in Chicago. We are by appointment, so go ahead and make those. You can do it through our website. You can call us at the shop. we're celebrating 20 years on the 1st, and thank you. We hope you can join us.
And find her on TikTok because she's got some stories to tell.
Yes, but I also have a lot of good advice.
Yes. Well, advice and stories and images and fun. Why people love you is because you are so passionate. They can hear it in your voice. They're like, it sounds like she's so excited about her store. Before we go,
I love what I do.
And you do a great job too. Your stores
Thank
are
you.
beautiful. I do want to say that we were talking about Halloween. Tom Appel says that for Halloween to scare trick-or-treaters, he sits on his front stairs and gives out investment advice.
That would scare me too.
Thank you, everybody on Facebook. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all the comments. Great to see everybody there. And I'm so thrilled that Kasia was able to join us in the studio.
You for
and I
inviting
welcome
me.
you back anytime. On Monday, I will have bluegrass performer Chris Jones in studio. He's coming in from Canada, not just to do my show, but it doesn't hurt. And he's in town performing, so we'll catch up with him on Monday. Have a great weekend, Kasia.
Thank you, too. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a great weekend. And Lady B, thank you for everything. Sorry, I left the mics on during the commercial. Rick Unger Show is up next. Have a happy Halloween.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez. Weeknights from 5 to 6 p.m. on WCPT 820.